Sorry. Great. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to the athletic subcommittee meeting. Sorry for the delay. We were just trying to get on for the FaceTime. We will start with. Oh, what's our first thing? I don't have an agenda in front of me, so sorry. Call to order. Well, that was call to order. We are just going to go over the fall sports update.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. Shift. It feels like just yesterday we were sitting together for day 4 on the job. But it's been a fantastic fall. We're actually still rolling, believe it or not. I'll just go over a little bit of a breakdown. I just have some notes here. I have sort of statistics and accolades to date. Obviously with the expectation we have some more to come, and then some community updates from the fall. So our overall varsity record was 57, 74, and 10. That was across our 8 programs, which was great. We were Bay State Conference champions in both game day cheer. So our cheerleading program's broken into a game day and a performance component. Game day cheer took away the championship title for the 2nd year in a row. We were also Bay State Conference Herget champions for boys soccer, which was awesome. We had 11 all-stars in the Bay State Conference across our sports and 5 honorable mentions. I share that to date, obviously with it being halfway through November, we, knock on wood, will hopefully be looking at some Patriot Ledger, Boston Globe, and Boston Herald all scholastics, which we'll find out, later on into December, and hopefully we can share with you on December 18th. Boys golf qualified for the South Sectionals. They had an excellent tournament, excellent season, I should say, and great finish at the South Sectional tournament. And obviously in a great showing at the Bay State Championship as well. We hit another 1,000-point milestone for a swimmer, Corey May. The swim team had such a phenomenal season. They beat Braintree again this year, which was a big win, big victory for them. But beyond that, we had 5 school records broken in swimming. We have a freshman, Samantha Noble, who was the Division II champion in the 100-yard breaststroke. So the future is bright for this team. Our 400-yard medley team actually broke their own record 4 or 5 times throughout the season. So they were on a roll. They had 12 qualifiers for both sectionals and state. So it was just a really great representation of Weymouth swim at the highest level this season, which was awesome. Our unified basketball team went undefeated this season, 6-0. We're eagerly awaiting an update from Coach Stokes. They were at their postseason jamboree today. So we had 2 teams, 40 participants, which is just tremendous. So I can't wait to hear how they did. Girls cross country qualified for the Meet of Champions, which will take place next week. Boys cross country had 3 individual qualifiers. For the girls, this was 5 years in a row, which was awesome. So cross country boys and girls are still rolling. Football, unfortunately, fell to Natick in the first round of the playoffs last week. But again, they had an outstanding regular season, which will finish up with Thanksgiving against Walpole. And we actually have a really fun consolation game tomorrow night against Quincy. So we'll have a nice neighborly duel, a nice showdown. We anticipate a pretty big crowd. So the student athletes should be proud. It was awesome. The coaches, it was a great season, just week after week, updates and accolades, and we expect more to come. From a community standpoint, again, so postseason qualifiers were girls soccer, boys and girls cross country, football, unified basketball, cheerleading, dance, swimming, and boys golf. So almost all of our programs, I would say 80% of them. Chapman Middle School, officially on October 21st, were named as a unified champion school, which was really exciting. Many of you may know that their unified bocce season is underway. They took on Hingham last week. The whole school lined up to kind of lead the kids into the gym to get going, which was really, really cool, neat to see. Yesterday was a huge day for us. We had 6 student athletes sign their commitment letters to participate at the collegiate level for athletics. We had 2 soccer players, a male cross-country track and field athlete, a female cross-country track and field athlete, a baseball player, and a softball player, which was really cool. We have many student athletes that are seeking opportunities at the Division III level, which we plan to mimic the same ceremony in May, once everything's kind of firmed up. It was really special. We had all the coaches and teammates and obviously families present. So it was a blast. It's always a fun year. It's like a breathing moment for the kids when they sign and everything officially becomes official. We instituted a new kind of training this year. So we have a captain's leadership training workshop. We partnered with some good friends over at Magnitude Strength and Power. So they're actually personal trainers and strength and conditioning coaches that underwent a 6-month training in Mindset 360. So Mindset 360 is more or less all of the mental sides of athletics. So I just feel at this day and age, you name student athletes to be captain and you say your captains now go, but they need to know what that means and how they do that. So we actually had our winter captains training today. So they did a lot of goal setting. They did a lot of techniques on how to deal with stressful situations as a leader, obviously them being in a team member, but also they have to keep everyone in line. So it was just really cool to have a debrief. We spoke with a few of the student athletes tonight that it's just fun. They're different takeaways that they're excited to then bring to their winter program. We certainly won't send them off and running. We'll do some sort of biweekly check-in. Our door is always open, but we really want to establish that relationship with them because again, it's a leadership role, but we want to guide them through that as best we can. We partnered with the Active Minds chapter and we did our Go Green game this year at football. Last year it was at basketball. It was awesome. Needham High School was our opponent, so it was green everywhere. I mean, the boys all had sweatbands, all the girls, both Needham and our girls for cheer and dance had bows, and the stands were filled with green. We were giving out, bandanas. We had announcements. And I think the Active Minds chapter was just really proud to be at such a big setting to be able to promote everything that they stand for and to support their peers. The dungeon. So the month of November in our minds is sort of like a step back in between seasons, even though we know we're still moving and grooving, but we've been doing train with the AD. So I've been in the dungeon 3 afternoons a week, somehow, some way, with all of our winter student athletes, a lot of indoor track, basketball, and hockey that are coming and doing sort of preseason workouts. It's been really cool to see some sophomores kind of step up in a leadership role and train the freshmen on, what is the dungeon and how it works. And it's just nice to have that space used. So that's been fun for me. It's been a moment to step outside of the office and really connect with the student athletes. We participated in the MIA Sportsmanship Summit last week. We took 8 student athletes, 4 boys, 4 girls, all captains across the 3 seasons. It was a blast. There was a lot of stress on mental health for student athletes. Again, goal setting. There were about 1,000 student athletes from across the state there. So it was fun for us as the adults to watch them kind of just live in their, in their own world, go outside their realm and kind of work with their peers and swap stories with other schools, different award ceremonies. And it was at Gillette. So it was just a really cool venue. So we had a nice day with the kids. And our newest highlight, we actually, Chris Nielsen, who's a producer for WBZ, he's a 2006 Weymouth High School grad, reached out that he'd love to feature a Weymouth student athlete as their VIP of the week. So Rafael Alcantara, Raf, is going to step into that role for us. So we'll have WBZ on site filming him on the football field at practice with Coach Donovan's blessing. He's also a wrestler and he plays rugby. So he, if some of you may remember, unfortunately, he was in a car accident last fall, some pretty legitimate injuries that sidelined him at the end of September. And it's kind of, a comeback story, but he's the guy on the sidelines. Every coach, every winter coach that was just in the room in our meeting was talking about him. He's a salt of the earth type of kid. And he's the one, keeping the underclassmen in line, but pumping everyone up. So I'm really excited. So we're looking forward to partnering with this Weymouth alum and WBZ, and we're just excited that they thought of us. So
Is there a date for that?
so we'll look at filming next week. I believe the 18th and the 25th, we're waiting to firm that up. So 2 dates that they'll come and kind of see him in action, do some interviews. I know the team's still prepping for Thanksgiving, so we don't want to interrupt that. And then I'm told it will air in December, so we'll definitely get that out to the community. Yeah, he's the best. I'm excited for that. And then for Chapman Middle Schools and youth updates, as I mentioned, Unified Bocce is underway. Been in close contact with Dennis about that. It's awesome. We're hoping to get one of our high school athletes over there as the Wildcat to cheer on the kids, which will be awesome. For middle school cross country, which was our kind of sanctioned sport for the middle school this year. For the fall, we had 50 participants, a wait list. So Andrea Hicks does a phenomenal job. If for any reason a student athlete had to take a step back, you know, she had that wait list going. So we were constantly at that 50 number for kids, both boys and girls. And we were South Shore League champions this year. So big victory to Chapman for that. 9 participants opted to run at the middle school state championship. One of our young girls placed 20th and one of our boys placed 25th. So we definitely had a showing there. The future is bright for these runners. And middle school basketball prep is underway. A new initiative that we're working on. It's pretty casual at this point, but a lot of our varsity coaches have expressed sort of the need and the desire to have a youth program, whether it be intramural or workshops, so that there's a feeder program. When you think about your volleyballs, sport like field hockey, where they really don't pick up a field hockey stick until they get to high school, how can we sort of get creative with our varsity team members, whether it be they run these clinics and workshops for community service, and kind of coach the middle schoolers, but you know, learning how to play the game, the rules of the game, what are the substitutions, what do the whistles mean, things like that. So kind of getting creative with that. Wrestling in the winter does a great job with it. Basketball, in the fall, we had soccer. Cheerleading did a train with the Wildcats with 90 young cheerleaders training with our cheerleaders. And then they did a halftime performance. It was excellent. Dance does a program, football does a program. So definitely opportunity there. And I think definitely desire from the coaches and the student athletes themselves. So it's been a blast. We've been busy since we last spoke, which is good.
Sounds like it.
Yes. So that's it. Well, no, it's not it. Excuse me. I have numbers for a roster breakdown that will definitely, we'll share all these numbers when we get into kind of the nitty gritty for that December 18th meeting with school committee, but participation numbers were pretty standard across the board. In total, we had 463 student athletes in the fall, excuse me. And so intern, we actually, I should mention, this is Siobhan Hearns, our admin assistant, who's with us tonight. So one more time, excuse me.
Welcome.
Yeah, you want
Thank you.
it's not a cough drop.
See, it's as good as the Ricola. That'd be great. Thank you. Thanks so much.
I have something, do you have something here, just take that too.
Oh, thanks, everybody. Thank you. Everybody's got something. We're set. So as soon as, when I run out, I'll stop talking. So in turn, we had a really high success rate with the user fees, which was excellent. Siobhan and I implemented a great system with our uniform manager who we were there hands-on with giving out of the uniforms and facilitating the collection of the fees, which worked really well. All in all, we will have all those numbers. We're still chasing, as you can imagine, through the month of November with some of our payment plan individuals, but we're happy with where we're at. Still have some work to do, but we're looking forward to sharing that with you. We had a number of gates this fall. We had 1 girls soccer gate, 3 boys soccer gates, and 4 football with 2 remaining, totaling profit of $14,050, which is good, which is great. We're hoping and expecting again with this neighborly duel tomorrow night that we'll have a great crowd for football. Football games at this point seem to run themselves, so the crowd doesn't scare us, and I think it will be pretty awesome. So it sounds like it'll be a great game. So we're hoping for a great gate tomorrow night, and of course, Thanksgiving. Karen and I obviously work really closely together with the financial aid assistance, the waivers for this past fall, noting that we did not have the Dreamcatcher scholarship for the fall. We did have one sports-specific donation for $1,000, which covered student athletes in need, which was great. And then the Maroon and Gold Fund in Karen's office stepped in for a total of $1,575 to cover athletic fees. And we had a total of 44 financial assistance applications for this fall. I don't know if you want to speak to some of that or.
No, I mean, it's, again, it was a new process for us last year. We're better at it this year. Looking forward to, and I know it's on the agenda later, but, having the Dreamcatcher support us really is very helpful. So we figured a way to support as many kids as we could, student athletes for the fall. And looking at back from last winter and spring, those were our biggest scholarships from Dreamcatcher. So this is coming at a really good time for us.
Can I ask a question now, or do you want us to wait? Okay.
Yep.
So with the 44 financial need or whatever
Mhm.
applications that you got, is that represented by the 2,175? The money that you allocated to help with tuition payments? Because it was $1,000 gift and like 1,100 from your office.
1,500 from
1,500.
yeah.
So is that from the 44 applications for financial assistance?
We helped support
Yeah.
in different ways for those 44.
With that money?
Yes.
You said it better than I asked it.
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know how many student athletes it was total, but it came from those applications.
Yeah.
And again, numbers, fall participation numbers looked good. I think we were about 36 less than last year, 36 student athletes less. And as far as the uniform refresh, and that was under the fall update, I believe, on the agenda. Been studying that in great detail and working with Siobhan and the team to really do an inventory, a really detailed inventory of what we have, and not just what we have, but what fits literally. So, we ran into some issues. Obviously, we started mid-August, but just looking at what we have for field hockey, for example, that if you have a year that you're perhaps sophomore and junior, senior heavy, the girls are bigger. So the uniforms, so just kind of matching that back, taking note of everything with inventory. Small details matter. So how you go about returning your uniforms matters, so that you set yourself up for success for the next year. So we had a great system. We did team photo day, which is like the ultimate chaos, organized chaos day. But we had, as soon as the team photos happened for sub-varsity, they went and they checked out with Siobhan and returned their uniform, which worked out really well, so that we could capitalize on less chasing in the
Right.
building, which is really good. Still chasing to do, not going to lie, but we're getting there. Yes. But really studying it and seeing our needs along with what has been proposed for 25 to 27 for the uniform and equipment needs. We just purchased new boys and girls basketball uniforms for JV and varsity in keeping with that uniform cycle. And we're actually looking now at quotes for everything in the spring. So we're looking at boys lacrosse home jerseys, unified track, both boys and girls rugby. And as soon as we finish that, we'll get going on quotes and again, studying, excuse me, the need for 26, 27. And it's really program numbers and needs. So each program, each sport sort of has its own not ideal number for rosters. So we're able to kind of work with that a little bit. And again, the chasing matters. So getting those uniforms back is key. Especially with those seniors that want to keep it. And of course, studying that uniform cycle, looking at equity across the board, just making sure that all of our team sports are represented in that. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to diving into in more detail. So that's all I have for the fall and the uniform refresh. Any questions?
Girls, we have a girls rugby team,
Mhm.
right? When is that spring?
Spring,
Good, that's
yes.
Spring, and we have uniforms for that, like, is that new or this is their?
These will be new. They're projected, they're supposed to get new uniforms for the spring.
Okay.
So that's what that's our project now for the next couple
Okay.
weeks. Both boys and girls. Excuse me.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to, does anyone have any questions?
You want them now or then after everything's discussed? What do you want?
We're gonna do it by segment. We could do it by segment, but
Just a couple. Great report, extensive, exhaustive.
yeah,
Just a question about the celebration and the accolades. I've always said that when we should be showing off student athletes and their successes at school committee meetings, which hasn't happened yet. I still think that is a great forum. It's the most watched program on local community
Media, but working closely with Kelly Power, she piggybacks everything and shares it out on their Weymouth Public Schools pages, which has been, I think that's been awesome. I've been watching on Facebook and Instagram. And we're heavy Twitter X users, which is really what a lot of the high schools are using for posting scores and whatnot. But kudos to Kelly for kind of piggybacking us, our posts to get that out to the community.
I didn't know she was doing that also.
yeah.
I said, she's a one person show and if anything happens to her,
Yeah.
it's not just that, it's gonna go down the tubes, it's gonna be a lot of other things.
Right, she took a lot of she actually compiled this awesome Facebook post and highlighted every fall sport and where they were at. So, you know, your boys golf, self-sectional qualifiers, cheerleading, game day, Bay State champions. So she went sport by sport and pushed that out to the whole community, which is just a huge audience, which is awesome. So trying to get better and better at getting
Yeah,
and
that's good.
spreading out the wealth too, getting
Yeah,
all.
in the old days, you know, well, local, the Weymouth News and people like to do a lot of that coverage, but you know, that's not your issue because those have all gone away. There's no more local reporting, so. And it is all web-based now, so I'm glad to hear that it's at least there. But I would still suggest that for a lot of these, you know, there's a lot of great successes there, you know, and these are student athletes that are not just succeeding in the field, they're succeeding, or on the court, they're also succeeding in the classroom. I've been there, my kids were like that, and it's, the community would love to see more of those stories, and I still think the school committee environment is a great forum for that. I'm looking forward to the December meeting to hear about the revenue numbers and all the other data. Just one question, if I can, Mary Ellen, one other one. Kristen, you said that you attended 80% of the events. Was that post-season events or 80% of all the fall events?
Myself.
Yeah, you said you attended 80% of them, I think. Did I misunderstand that?
So I had said about 80% of our fall teams moved on to the postseason.
Okay.
But to add to that, I would say I was up there this fall. Tried my best, only missed a couple boys and girls soccer games. Couple golf matches were tough, swimming was tough, but what I try to do is look at the calendar, look what's going on in the high school. There are some sports that call for the athletic director to be present, your boys and girls soccer and football. So those are kind of, you know, assigned more or less. And, you know, then showing my support at it's really the off-campus sports. So attending a few swim meets and,
Possible calendar, possible schedule.
but it's why we do all of this, right? You want to see it all in
In
action.
that vein, I don't know, Jeremy Byrne hasn't provided another update, but are you still working on that, that program for staff about having a local event supervisor, if you will?
Yes.
Is that still is that still under development or has some of it been rolled out or?
It has been rolled out this fall. Everything was approved in terms of the pay scale. And what they do is they post game worker positions each season. So I believe HR will be posting it tomorrow for the winter season. So for your basketballs, it's, you know, the shot clock, the scorebook, things like that. I receive a number of letters of interest, and then, you know, we reach out based on the needs. It worked really well. We had a lot of veterans, a lot of new faces that helped out. As you know, it's just so many moving parts. We need that support, and I was really pleased with how it went.
Is
this
that
fall.
event supervisor stuff?
Site
Like, if
administrator.
you can't be
That's
there,
the-
is there some,
Yes.
is there a point person that's in charge of
Yes.
that event?
Yes,
Okay.
so we had that for all of our varsity, most of our junior varsity. Freshman sort of runs itself. You don't need a site administrator, but it was, it worked really well this fall. We had coverage at every event, which was good.
And there's
Makes me feel
times,
better.
so if person isn't able to be there, one of either myself, Melissa, the deans, I mean, we're at a lot of events.
Yeah, no, I know that.
We go to the ones that bring in the biggest crowds, obviously,
Yeah,
because
the toughest ones are happening, and,
Yep.
you know, basketball and hockey are gonna be, those
Yep.
are the toughest ones. you
Right.
know.
so, we're actually gonna talk about that at our, admin meeting tomorrow, especially for the close rival
Yep.
competitions with
Mhm.
Braintree, we just make
Mhm.
sure that we're always visible.
Yeah, no, and I'm assuming that for specific events, you're still waiting, you're still having Weymouth police officers or one, so that.
Yes, yeah, we were able to sort of work with, especially with football, work with the opposing AD. So they'll say to us, Needham, for example, they were 0-5 coming into play, us 0-4. You know, so the AD says, you know, we're not going to be traveling with the big crowd. We know we would have a big crowd, so we would have 2 details on and kind of see what the need as the night goes on. But knock on wood, I mean, we had a really fantastic football season.
we did.
And kudos to the administration for stepping in every single Friday night. It was awesome. So a lot of fun. Minimal issues.
Booster activity,
Mhm.
has that been reinvigorated, or are the booster clubs back in action? Are they involved? Are they interested in participating and helping with the revenue generation, event support and all those? things?
Absolutely. As I run through the fall sports, every single one was heavily involved, I would say. We know who sort of the go-to parent or parents are for support. They've been excellent. So a lot of support. I mean, from football, cross country, swimming was so great about pushing out the information, sending me pictures the day of, you know, meets if I couldn't be there. They're really involved. They've done a great job.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
Mhm.
And then I was also glad to hear that the clinics are being reinstated, because those are always tremendous. You know, you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old
yep.
kids that look at high school athletes and think that they're celebrities, and
Right.
you know, they love to interact with student athletes from their high school where they are, you know, having dreams of playing. Vegas.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad to hear that that's
Mm.
still happening or trying to,
Right.
you know, get improved.
And nice resume builder for our kids too. It's something to put on their coach for the day, or, you know,
Yeah, those
a lot of
horses,
fun.
those things were
they
great.
take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Everybody wins, right? It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Michael, so
Mhm.
I guess to piggyback off your first comment about celebrating the students, Mel's done a great job at our meetings, talking about the celebrations of students. Is there any way when you come in December, maybe you bring a couple of them to show, if they're available,
Oh,
maybe
that'd be great.
showcase them?
Oh, that's a really good idea. Yep.
Yeah, maybe
Just
if
visual that have. not
if
just
they have a
the
banner,
individual
or
message,
if they have something like a
Yeah,
pen or
that's
some
awesome.
trophy, whatever, it might be nice to showcase them
Give them
there.
their moment. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Great idea.
Okay, move on to winter preview, winter sport preview.
Mhm.
Real quick.
Okay, to piggyback off of the social media and I noticed that the Dreamcatcher folks who took over the parents there, and big kudos to them. They like just stepped right in it. Their signs are everywhere. They're doing a great job promoting that. They have been highlighting athletes on their page, which is really cool. So
Thank
just
you
want to
for
give a
sharing
shout
that.
out to them.
Yes.
Because I've been seeing that
Mhm.
on my feed.
It's a really good way to get people engaged and like repay attention to the dream catcher. So it's
Yeah.
anyone from its alumni all the way to current athletes on the team. And they've been working closely with us because they wanted, again, to kind of spread the wealth to all the programs. So I reached out to, Siobhan, I said, let's highlight a cheerleader, reach out to our dance coach, let's highlight a dancer. So she's done a great job of fall, winter, spring, all the different sports. So that's really fun.
Yeah,
It's a
and
big moment for
I
them.
think for me, so like I have participated in the dream catcher in the past, but I didn't realize the weight of its importance until
Mhm.
when it was potentially gone, and we talked about how it brought in
The
a little
impact.
over, yeah, the impact of it.
Mhm.
And then I think to see the students up there and just see like, okay, this is why you're signing up, this
Yeah.
is why you're participating, this is where it's going. It's a good reminder of why people should participate in that or make a donation.
Absolutely. Great point. Winter update. Today was a big day. So we kicked off at 2:30 to 3:45. Our winter captains did their leadership training that I had mentioned earlier with the Mindset 360 folks. It was awesome. It's excellent. They was actually really impressed with how they were comfortable going into it. We did separate boys and girls as an aside at one point as feedback from the first session, just knowing the different issues or situations they may face throughout the season, and that seemed to work well. They were a little more comfortable in the sharing circles. Kicked off with our captain's training, rolled right into, we had all of our winter coaches here for about 90 minutes this evening.
That's great.
Really just the ins and outs of everything you want to say at the beginning of the season and hope that they digest it. A work in progress, but our office is working. We made a little coach's guide, not necessarily things that they don't already know, but truly something for them to refer to throughout the season. Different communication tactics, chain of command, different contact lists in the building. Non-negotiables, just expectations from our office and HR checklist, everything that you really want to do while everyone's under one roof. It was really productive. It was, I think, well received. And then we left about 20 to 30 minutes at the end so that we could go over, last minute questions with scheduling and things like that. Just so that we're ready to go for December 1st. So December 1st is tryouts. It's always funny that tryouts for the winter start that Monday after Thanksgiving. Our poor athletic trainer, who's also brand new, I keep telling him, let's do all the work now so that you can enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. So after we met with the coaches, we had the parent and student athlete session in the gym. So we welcomed all winter candidates and their parents and guardians into the gym. A super brief introduction from myself, Siobhan, and Brian. Again, just kind of high level housekeeping items. This is eligibility. These are the rules for attendance. This is what you need to do to get ready for December 1st. Then, as some of you may have seen, they broke off into their sport specific sessions, typically run by the varsity coaches. But again, we empowered our captains. We asked them to do their homework and introduce themselves at the meetings tonight. I hope they did. But captains and then sub-varsity coaches were present, obviously, as well. So big day of prep. Siobhan, do you know about how many we have signed up for the winter right now? So it looks good. So they sign up online and then we kind of cross-reference all those little eligibility checklist points. So we're in good shape. We'll do a lot of our chasing and firming up again, like I said, the next 2 weeks so that hopefully we hit the ground running with boys hockey tryouts at 5:30 a.m. on December 1st. And it looks to be a great season. The coaches are wonderful. I can't say enough about the coaches in general at Weymouth High. It's been a treat working with them. So we're excited. Schedules are set. They're all up on Arbiter. Siobhan is a highly organized person, so we actually pulled together a master calendar, which we're working on, both in our office as a visual on the board, but we have a master calendar. So on any given day, you can see where every sport is, who's training in the dungeon. We share that with facilities, maintenance. Luis has access to it. Mel's office, obviously administration, and then the athletic staff. Coaches can see it, but they don't edit it. They go through us just to kind of keep not too many hands in the
That's
bucket.
really awesome.
That was-
That's really all I have for the winter, so we're excited. It will be fun to kind of shift gears, come indoors. Like you said, it's exciting with basketball. We'll use the word exciting with basketball and hockey. We're
It'd be a
looking
draw.
forward to it. Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, we're excited. That's all I have for winter.
The handbook that the coaches got, is it the same one that the fall sports and spring sports are they? Did they get it as well? Did fall get it?
So the fall coaches meeting was actually August 13th, and I
Right.
started the 11th.
Exactly. So
It was
that's what I'm saying. So
verbal.
new.
This
Yeah.
is new. Yep, and so we still have some, like, we made a few notes, we have a few edits to
Okay.
make, so we'll be sending this to the coaches electronically. It's really, just trying to think, small situations that they
Yeah,
get themselves in,
think
it's
it's
a great way to look back, it's all
A
the,
guideline, just something for them to
Mhm.
refer to is awesome.
all the media contacts for the
Right.
Globe and the Herald and the Patriot Ledger, which is great. Some people still like to call all the newspapers, some
Right.
post it on Twitter, whatever works,
Right.
just to get us out there. Yeah, that's it for the winter.
Thank you.
You want to turn it towards yourself?
Um,
To me, I'm gonna do it.
is there, so I love the idea of the master
Yes.
game
Mhm.
schedule. Is there one on the normal website for the public?
So Arbiter Live.
Oh, so you,
Our Arbiter is a little different because it's, what we see is different. There's an Arbiter Live function, which is really a list. You can pull up boys varsity ice hockey, and there's all their games right there.
okay, great.
Our master list is more like where every sport is for practice.
Yeah, in the fields and I get it, yeah.
Mhm.
Is that live?
We're all-
Both.
Is that the new vendor in terms of communicating game schedules and things?
Arbiter Live was adopted by the MIAA, I want to say 2 to 3 years ago, so we have to use it for the state association. That's where we lock in all of our varsity schedules, just to make sure that we are eligible for the tournament. So Arbiter,
I'm sorry, so the grandparent wants to know when their grandson's or granddaughter's game is next week,
Mhm.
they go there and look it up.
they go there.
Or to
It's a
the
link,
or to the
it's a
Weymouth
link
High
to
School site.
on the Weymouth Public,
Mhm.
school website. It's on the athletics page.
We also post it on Instagram.
Mhm.
We make updates weekly with the schedules for
Oh,
varsity and sub-varsity.
You say we, you mean you?
Yes.
Yes.
I need to follow that.
Where is that posted?
Insta,
On Instagram.
I need to follow that.
It's WHS_athletics. She does a great job. So again, just
gonna like it
picking
right
a
now.
different action shot every week, and yeah, we have some pretty good stuff there. Check it out.
Sorry, Rebecca, can I ask another one, or you, both of you finish yours?
Oh, no, I'm on Instagram now, so go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Is girls JV hockey continuing a team this year? Like they
Yes,
did
we're
last year?
actually, we're in a league. We're in the same league that the boys JV is in. So we have a set, we just looked with, Coach Heffernan. I want to say it's 13 games in that league, which is great. So that's a set schedule. And then we've added 3 non-leagues, I'm sorry. So rounding out a 16 game schedule.
And, the relationship with Rockland girls hockey, that's done, right?
Yeah, so we're no longer a co-op, but those 3 student athletes are grandfathered in and they are on our
The
team.
ones that
Yes.
fitting,
Mhm.
but no, there aren't any new ones. that we get to
Nope.
take slots.
So we are now just a Weymouth High School program. So we'll have 8th graders playing on the JV program, which was approved at both the Bay State Conference and the
So
MIAA.
I was just gonna ask about freshman team, is there a freshman hockey team?
Not
No,
for
there's
hockey, not yet,
Numbers issue.
right?
Yeah.
So I think they said about 16 8th graders were interested, whether or not they try out. And another, I think he said 7 or 8 9th graders. So again, the future looks really good for girls hockey, which is great.
Good, Thanks.
That's all I have for the winter. Date?
The athletics budget update. And under that, we have the sponsorship program update, which we heard a little bit at budget last night, but
Mhm.
without you to share.
Sure. So I had a great meeting last week with Christine, Kelly, and Alyssa. So the sponsorship program, obviously being new this summer, rolling into the fall, I think that they are extremely pleased with where they're at. From what I understand, we are I think the number was about 30,000
Mhm.
for sponsorships, which is excellent. If you go out and look on the turf field, it just seems like it just keeps getting longer and longer with those sponsorship banners. We put on our creative hats about how we can sort of capitalize for these sponsors. I think location obviously matters, in a sport like football where you have such high volume of people within the community, you really can't see the signs where they are. Maybe at a soccer game you can, but it's actually 2 to 3 people deep off the fence.
And it's-
So we talked about even, obviously this will be a seasonal task for them, but double-sided, and you do them along the higher fence coming, whether it be out by the softball field or when you come into the high school, just when you drive by something enough, you see it and you do
Right.
the same route every day. So just giving the people obviously that presence and
Right.
and that advertising
Are
and
there
acknowledgement.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Are there signs facing out to the street along the fence on the softball field? I haven't
Nope,
noticed any.
no.
but
Not
it's not a plan.
yet. That's part of the
here.
plan now.
She's so good.
Yeah.
She's,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
we call her Mama Hearn.
Pulls it right up.
Right on, I get it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so
Then-
definitely a learning curve, right? So we can, as each season goes on, now it's easy. Everything will be in the
Be inside,
gym.
and we have some already in the gym, and
Okay.
that's filling up, above the bleachers, so.
Oh,
that's
nice.
good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it seems to be going really well, and I know it's a lot of work for Christine. It will be seasonal, but we'll just make those notes every season and we can improve as we go.
Question, who makes the banners?
That's a great question.
Is
I
it-
am not sure.
Yeah, I'm just
If you
curious. I
said
know
it,
that
I
you
might
guys
know.
have a graphics department here. I didn't
No,
know
it's
if
an
there
outside
was
vendor.
that came
They
from
make the
that.
passes, for the companies, they get a pass to go to the sporting event, so that is made downstairs in CTV.
Okay.
But they don't have the equipment to do the banners.
No, it's a vinyl.
It's a vinyl that they can't do.
Is that something that you guys are thinking about?
I
or-
think they don't have the
I
capability
think
for
it
the
was so much of an
machines.
investment for the equipment.
It's the
Right,
equipment.
right. Okay.
So doing the double-sided banners would obviously be a financial and, add to the cost of everything, but I think it would go a long way just with seeing all the
Maybe
sponsorships.
sell more banners, yeah.
Right. But they're pleased, so we'll just see each season. Obviously, it might shift a little bit. Obviously, some of the sponsors, as Siobhan mentioned, you can sponsor a student athlete, so they might opt, if you're a VIP, to get into all the football games, or they'll pick basketball games, so.
I mean, this just
Been
started
fun.
in the fall, right?
Yes, yes.
Mid-fall.
So,
Mhm.
okay, and that's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great.
Good things.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
It's more than we
She's done a
had.
great job, and she's new too, Christine, so she's done a great job.
She's the new Betsy.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then is it Dreamcatcher? We had a great meeting. It was really a logistics meeting yesterday. We had Sergeant Egan, Steve Riley, Siobhan and I, Dave Dersh sat in for Mike Manning, and then the Dreamcatcher ladies themselves, and Luis. So we went through really like what are the needs from Wednesday morning until the race is over? Anything from how are we gonna get a microphone to how many cones do we need? Who's bringing the cones? Water stops, volunteers. They did note we are light on the volunteers, believe it or not, and I wonder if it's just November's flying by, so people aren't really, they're settling up their Thanksgiving plans or what have you. So I'm hoping we're gonna do a push on social
Oh.
media early next week and push it out to the boosters, but
I'll email right now.
yeah,
Look
they would,
more.
yep, they
Is
would
that, are
love.
they
that.
looking
That
for
me too.
Wednesday night or Thursday day?
They're looking for
Or
more both and
Both.
Thursday day,
Okay.
along the
Early.
route. I think they said there's 3 or 4 turns in the 5 miler. Obviously, the 2 mile is out and back, so they really need people along the race. Siobhan's the cheerleading coach. The cheer team is going to be doing all 2 or 3 water stations, which is awesome. So that'd be fun to have student athlete representation out on the course, giving out water and cheering us all on. And it's great. We have a student athlete singer, and those 2 women have done such an amazing job. So
Yes.
they're looking on track to maybe surpass the number of runners by upwards of 150, 200 is their goal from last year. And we'll be right in line with the money that they will give back, fortunately, to Weymouth High School Athletics. So
Right, so I have the volunteer form. They're definitely looking for Wednesday, 3 to 5, and then 5 to 7:30, and Thursday, 6 to 9 AM.
Can you say those again? Siobhan?
Sorry, yes.
Wednesday, 3 to 5.
Wednesday, 3 to 5, and then 5 to 7:30 on Wednesday, and then Thursday, 6 AM to 9 AM.
at 5 to 7:30 will be the bid.
Thursday. You want to add my name?
Yep, I'm doing, oh,
Okay.
oh wait, is it like the form?
Do you have the?
I have the form.
Do I just add my?
We sign up right now? Oh,
So Wednesday, 3 to 5,
Yep.
Wednesday, 5 to 7:30.
Yep.
And then
Thursday. 6
Thursday.
to 9 AM.
6 to 9 AM.
Yeah, rates.
The actual.
Yeah.
stuff.
And so the Wednesday times are,
3 to 5 is
registration.
setups, yep,
Yeah.
Big pickup.
and then bid pickups 5 to 7:30.
I should be able to do Wednesday, 5 to 7:30 too.
That's
I think I also have the second. Thanks, so let me go. See if I have it.
I can do both.
But we had a great meeting and it was, again, just getting everyone under one roof to get all those little questions you don't think of.
Did all of the prior owners move on, and so there's been no support or help with any transitional logistics or info or suggestions?
Really,
or-
they've started from scratch. Both women are parents of track and field athletes and
They
runners, so
participated.
they've
They
participated.
participated in the past, so they
They
understood
understood it.
the program and all of that.
Know the route.
Can I ask, are you gonna ask another question?
No.
Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
If students volunteer at this, do they get community service hours?
Mhm.
That was an easy one.
We just got one more volunteer then.
Great.
I'm gonna get you.
All right. It's good. It's like 5 people just from this meeting.
There you go.
We could ask Ben to promote it too, at townwide.
Oh, yeah.
On
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
it just passed this around.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
And this would be the down.
This is like a working meeting.
So while we're doing that, our next thing is
Wednesday,
public comment, if we have any other
3 to 5.
comments. Danielle might.
Is there's a different one for kids?
Yeah.
My,
I'll be-
my own comment is I had no interest in it, so I was.
Nice to meet you guys.
It's,
Very nice to meet you.
So it's a, it was gospel, I was back in the day, I was heavily involved in a lot of things, so this was a great informational meeting.
Great.
I
Thank
am looking forward to the December one with
Mhm.
Emily, because we heard some sobering info last night, which may
Mhm.
potentially impact athletics as well. Fiscal year 27 worlds.
Mhm. Very nice to meet you as well.
I have to say you've been busy and no gray hair, so.
Couple, a couple.
She-
I'll blame my
it-
children for
does.
that.
It's been having a full transition
Yeah.
in
Smooth.
one department that came in 2 days before, well,
Basically.
athletics started. It's gone really well.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Really,
heard
really
from
good.
our maintenance and custodians and they've not been happier, so.
Great.
Well done. I'd say well done.
Yeah, the feedback that I hear from coaches is that the communication is significantly different university.
Great.
And they've also had to do things like not use their personal emails and their stuff like that.
Right,
yeah.
Those are good.
Yes, yeah.
And it's just the two of you.
Yes, and our athletic trainer, Brian Bowden is brand new as well, so he started. in-
Yeah, but
Yep.
it's not involved in administrative things.
No, nope.
Right, so it's the two of you.
So who is down in who's running the dungeon?
So right now, the coaches supervise, I would say we probably have 5 or 6 teams in the fall that consistently used it, and the coaches supervise.
Okay.
So that's why, just thinking about that space, it kind of motivated me to supervise it for
Yeah.
November, just it's such a great space. And gets me out of the computer to see the kids.
It's 3
Um,
columns.
And the coaches will supervise again in the winter. So today was great. A bunch of them, girls hockey took the 5 PM slot on Monday, so we were able to kind of get all that firmed up.
Is former coach O'Toole, is he done? Retired, completely done?
He's the Gatorade guy for football, and he's helping out on the sidelines, and he's been great.
He's been around.
He's been.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not surprised to hear that. I just don't know. So he has no interest in sort of running the dungeon workout sessions like he
I
used
don't
to?
think so. I
No?
think think he's put in his time.
Well, he did do that. Sure.
But we do have a number of coaches in the winter, I'm thinking in particular two that are strength and conditioning certified, so that'd be awesome for their program. It is a great space.
Oh, okay.
So this is the 3 to 5, 5 to 7:30, and then Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Oh, you're doing the Thursday.
I
six
can,
to-
Apple.
It's a big Apple Day.
I know, I didn't know if I was,
hostage.
I didn't know if I was gonna like walk in it. That's why I was like, oh, maybe I can volunteer the night before and then run walk in the morning.
The day of.
Siobhan,
Yeah.
or Kristen, was there a
We have-
bigger need in
like,
one of the slots than other
yeah.
slots, or is it just across the board?
Think
For the
across
dream
board.
catcher.
I think it's across the board, yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Just so I can
Yeah, I will.
get caught up in listening and I'm like, shoot, I'm supposed to be taking notes. This is great. Does Danielle have anything? Is there anyone else?
Yeah, I just asked her what day, so we're gonna.
Does she have any questions?
Oh, yeah, what day?
Is there any questions over there?
No, no, because it's a webinar.
Okay,
So no questions from the,
from the audience.
no questions.
Is it just Danielle?
No, it's 4 people.
Oh, Kim's on there too.
Oh.
Oh.
You're telling it to the office all the time, say goodbye.